Hi, it's Deb Ward, the Irish Realtor, and I wanted to share a story with you as it pertains to selling homes and what conveys and what doesn't. I had a buyer recently who bought a beautiful home in Odessa, and when we toured the home, there was a Ring doorbell outside the house, and there was a Nest AC thermostat inside the house. So, of course, they're wired and they convey. And so the one thing that I'm going to do differently moving forward is to make sure to physically write them into the contract. So when we did the walkthrough, the ring was still there, and indeed the Nest was also there. So we assumed the seller was leaving them. No assumptions should be made. As a result, when the buyer moved in, she noticed that the Nest was no longer there. There was a different thermostat in place, and she noticed that the ring was gone as well. So to make things worse, the AC wouldn't work, and they were trying to unpack their truck and move in, and it was 84 degrees in the house. So she and her family ended up having to stay in a hotel that night. They hired an AC company to come out, and the AC company came out and basically said that it was mismatched. In fact, I myself have installed a Nest, so I understand the wires have to be done a certain way for the Nest. Well, in any event, it was a $180 call out fee, and the AC guy tried to fix the system using the different thermostat. 2 days later, the buyers or the new owners were still encountering trouble, and so they called the AC company out again. That was a $210 call out fee, and the end result was they had to replace it to a Nest. So a couple of things to explain to potential sellers is that when you have these electronic devices that are wired into the house, they convey. And the lesson learned for me as well is, as a realtor, is even though the contract clearly states that, it needs to be written in as well, because my clients ended up having a very bumpy start to their new home experience, and that doesn't feel good. So for all you potential sellers out there, anything that's physically attached or wired to the home conveys. And for you buyers out there, keep in mind that there's always an opportunity for us to double down and make sure that those items do convey. Just wanted to share an experience that we recently had. If you have any questions, or if you're interested in buying or selling a home, please feel free to reach out. My number is 727-216-9247. Make it a great day. It's Deb Ward signing off.